intro. Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. We are in the middle of the week. The horizon of WonderCon countdown begins, guys. But we got a special guest with us tonight, guys. If you guys have not seen his art, you guys are under a rock. I'm telling you right now, you guys got to check out the Wonder Woman. You guys got to check out the Gun Honey. You guys got to check out Spider-Man and Venom. And for God's sakes, please check out that Harley Quinn. Our friend Lobos is in the building, guys. Give him a warm welcome. Lobos, thank you so much for giving us your time. We greatly appreciate it and welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. So let's have a great show.
Yeah, it's showtime. It's game time, actually. But before we get into the fun of it all, man, let's go ahead and get this roll call going. But before we get the roll call going, Alonzo, let me go ahead and hit these brands, right?
Yeah, do it.
Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it, man. So we want to use Team Nerd Herd. Oh wait, that is Display Geek. We will get to that one. Man, you guys added the new banner. My bad. Eyes are bad. We're going to use Nerdvana 14 for 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents. Guys, if you're new to the hobby and you want to track down some Lobos covers and you want to put it in your collection, in your short box, guess what? Cover price got you covered. You can track the prices and everything else like that. So let's not forget Nerdvana 14 for only 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents, guys. And then our friends over at Bird City, Bird City. Don't forget, man, if you guys hit TNH 10, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. And if you guys have been looking at their recent covers, those Nintendo Powers, those 8-bit homages, you guys, I'm telling you right now, you use TNH 10, you get you 10% off of your order. Anthony and Laura are amazing people to this community, and we love them. So let's go ahead and hit it. And then we're going to go ahead and hit it with the Team Nerd Herd to save you 10% off your first order over at our friend, the Display Geek. Our friend Sean has been doing it for a mile a minute. If you're a Funko lover, you need places to store your Funkos, display them so nicely, ever so nicely. If you're a toy collector as well, guess what? He's got you covered. Team Nerd Herd, save you 10% off of your order. And then we got shout out to the Four Horsemen faction. We're junk in action. Brother number 1, Brother Rudy. Brother number 2, Something Wong. Brother number 3, The Anime, etc. Brother number 4, Glenn 2K12. And then those luscious beats coming in and out of the show. Our brother, Beats by Munsta, over on Instagram. Shout outs are fired. And then Alonzo, I feel like a mile a minute. So let's go ahead and get into this roll call, man. How's your day? How are you doing, Alonzo?
I am doing fantastic. I'm so looking forward to this. Like I was like DMing Lobos like almost every other day. Like, oh, did you do this? Like, do you need this? Like, hey, how are things going? I'm super excited. And I love that Harley Quinn cover. I was so excited when I saw it. I immediately went and it's like, Lobos, I want this cover. I have to get the original art for it. I am getting it. I'm going to be meeting Lobos in person this Friday and Saturday at WonderCon. And again, I'm fanboying because it's like I love his art, and I mean everything it's like beautiful. So again, super excited to be here. Mike, how are you doing? How was your day? How was your weekend?
It's everything was great, and I missed that we didn't do Cover Lovers this week. I'm so happy to be able to be on with you guys, and I'm specifically happy to be on with Lobos. I used to do interviews all the time. I used to travel all over the place to cons to do interviews. I used to do them online during COVID, and I have not done one or been part of like an artist or creator interview in a really long time. It's really great to be here to do this, especially with an artist that we all admire, whose style we really love. And it's great to be here, and it's great to have you with us today, Lobos. Thanks so much for your time. I know you're busy.
Yeah, WonderCon is coming along. Big Rob, how are you?
I am doing good, sir. By the way, I'm West Coast Big Rob on IG. And they said it all. Shit. All right.
Well, we thank you, man. But before we go ahead and get the rapid fire questions going, Lobos, let's go ahead and hit this herd chat. Let's go ahead and say, Bat Mike, what's going on? She will be at WonderCon, so she might be coming down your booth. She'll be walking around with Brother JD. Dan SPL is in the building. What's going on, Dan? Batman, round of applause. DM Loy 01. Hey, Team Nerd Herd. Hey, DM Loy 01. What's going on? James Gritter, what's going on? Looking forward to this. We are looking forward to you being with us. Reboot Robot, our brother Charlie is in the building. What's up, fellas? Happy to hear you. Stay chilling, but he's still chilling. I mean, he don't stay. He always stay chilling, but he's still chilling. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, and then I don't like comics. That's a lie. From Ontario, Canada. What is going on, my brother? What's going on? Well, I'll be at WonderCon. She's already confirmed, confirmed, confirmed. All right. So there's a little segment where we like to start it off just to break the ice, man. I mean, because this is not we this is a spotlight on you, but we want to break the ice. We want to make sure we kind of lull you in and get comfortable, man. So we're gonna hit you with rapid fire questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
It's easy. I mean, I'm not used to this, so.
Oh man, no problem.
Oh, there's no going easy. No.
No.
And then also for those in the chat, if you have any questions for Lobos, please write them in the chat, and we'll definitely highlight it and ask them for you.
Bam, Philip Chung.
Yes.
We need more Lobos covers for sure, and they're on the way, you guys. You guys,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
believe me. This man is busy, and we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the rapid fire. So, the Team Nerd Herd. I mean, we're foodies. I mean, we love eating. Obviously, I mean, we play the part. So, what is your favorite dish, and why?
Easy tacos.
Bam.
Órale.
Órale. That's mi gente right there. Okay. And what's going on with the meat? The meat. What kind of cut are we hitting it with?
So I like beef skirt steak. It's gonna be the inside cut, not the outside cut. It's more tender. It's a lot juicier.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a fillet, but a little bit more juicy.
Oh
You know?
man.
It's more flat. So you make them. I know you try fajitas. You've been to Texas.
Oh yeah.
Try fajitas.
The sizzle. You got to hear that sizzle pop.
You do
You
them
get the
salami.
right kind because the outside cuts are a lot more tough. That one you cut into little pieces, right, to make tacos, right? But the other one you cut them in strips, and you can eat it just like that with a fork, and it's so soft, so good.
I like that.
Oof, me too. I like what I'm hearing. Big Rob, go ahead and hit him with the rapid fire question, sir.
Sure. I'm not sure if you've drawn these characters, but who would you rather draw on the cover, Thanos or Darkseid?
Thanos.
Yes.
Good answer.
With the glove and everything.
Yes.
Alonzo, hit him with.
All right. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh. Time travel.
Ooh, okay. And why would you want to have time travel?
Because you always erase your mistakes. Go back and forth. Like you find a villain or something, and you get beat up, and go back in time and do it again. And you always learn from your mistakes and be able to redo them.
Yeah, man.
So
Relive it.
that's how Doctor Strange was able to figure out at the movie, right? Figure out everything, how it's going to play out through time travel. So
Yeah, you could predict it, man. You'd just be like Doc Brown and freaking Marty McFly, just learning those lessons.
Looking like a true artist, wanting to erase his mistakes. All right, I got an easy one. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
That's the correct answer, sir.
that killed a little Big Rob inside.
They killed Big Rob.
Both is okay.
I
Both
remember
is
watching
okay.
Star Trek when I was a little kid, but I don't know. Like it was too grown up for me. Growing up, Star Wars more my adventure, more.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's easier to understand.
Yes.
It's that Klingon, man. That kind of gets you off guard, man.
It's a lot more serious, It's just like Star Wars, more action. It's more like kind of like a comic book style. That's the kind of movies I like.
That's it, man. Well, you made it safe and sound through these rapid fire questions, and like just easily, man. I mean, sometimes we get a lot of thought that goes into it, and sometimes we get into stories, but you made it safe. You're just like, bam, bam. So we're gonna go ahead and start the interview, man. We're fans. We're all fans. But all of us have been fanboying, and Morello pointed me in your direction when he was talking a lot about your covers, and I started looking into your art. I'm like, wow, man, this is beautiful. I
think the first one I went apeshit for was that it was that Zenoscope cover, the Baba Yaga like Robin.
The Robin Hood?
Yeah, the Robin Hood girl, the hooded girl with the bow.
Right.
And
right down.
That was my first one for them, actually.
Love that cover so much. Love that cover. I think that won cover fire that week.
I did that one last year in MegaCon. I was at MegaCon when I was doing that one.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. When as soon as you pointed
Thank
that
you.
out, I just started going down the rabbit hole and started looking through these covers, and I was just like, oh my god, I need a. And Alonzo is also he is an enabler in the group, so he does send these covers over and says, "Hey guys, do you guys want this? You sure you do? Go ahead and purchase." And he just throws them down the pike. So I'm looking at a credit card bill, shaking my head. Thanks, Alonzo.
Yeah,
Oh
none
my
of us
god.
have any money because of Alonzo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, well, Uh, and, and it looks like we have a question from the chat really quickly from I Don't Like Comics. Lobos, if you have the opportunity to create a fresh new cover, who would you pick and why?
Beautiful question.
So
Let's start it off.
I think we'll go Spider-Man. I've been doing number women, and I can draw guys too. They don't. They don't.
I can appreciate the drawing of all the women
Yes,
though,
I
Lobos.
appreciate the fact
So
that you appreciate the beautiful poetry that a woman puts down.
Okay,
God
so
bless.
why Spider-Man?
I was always. It was one of my first comic books growing up. I used to always like, especially with Thomas Farmer stuff in the 80s, 90s. I always liked the way he was, characters, just to draw him, the poses and everything. It's just the buildings, all the stuff and everything. It's just like the perfect character to draw, the perfect environment that I was attracted to. Before doing these covers, like you see my backgrounds, they're blank. I was a big background artist, like before, I would like to draw backgrounds and landscapes. But now there's just one of the women, no background. It's like, and what I really want to do deep down is like Spider-Man and buildings and stuff like that,
Hmm.
Oh man,
Maybe
take
one
it
day I'll
into a
have
different
time to
depth.
do one.
Maybe you can finally unlock an answer for us when we talk about this on our Cover Lover show all the time. A lot of these girl covers, the girly covers, have blank backgrounds. Do you choose to do that? Is it a time crunch thing? Is it something that you're asked to do? Is it just what you think the aesthetic should be? What's the reason for having so many blank backgrounds with the girl covers?
That's what they request. They
Wow.
majority, I say 90%. That's what they request.
Okay.
If you see that Mary Jane Black Cat, the one with the first Marvel cover, all
With
they
the
did
pink
was
and
ask.
black?
They told me just draw Mary Jane and Black Cat out and about and in the street. Okay, just have fun with it.
Is that because of a price? Maybe it's more expensive for you to draw more stuff in the background, or just because that's what they want?
That's what they want. They think. Well, for the reason is they say it stands out more in a stand, a comic stand. The colors, the solid colors, right? It catches people's attentions. I don't know. I'm not a. That's what they want though. They want bright backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like right now, I got a few covers, like 8 covers I gotta do, and every single one's blank or a solid color in the background. They want the figure and the solid color in the background for all 8 covers of them, because they want kind of like to match, make a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just what they want.
Well, gentlemen, I guess we have to call up Selena and apologize to her.
I guess so.
Because we on our show on Mondays when we review covers and different artists' covers, one of our complaints is that a lot of artists draw the character but no background. We want backgrounds on covers, but pretty much a lot of these vendors online they just produce covers with just the character and no background. That's where we always wonder why they do that.
Right.
It's probably just to single them in and just have and to take away, but it would also add a little more depth and just anatomy to like a pose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Although you're doing just fine on anatomy.
I know you're still killing me.
Yeah, we all agree A+ on that. We got a question from James Critter over here. What was your first published cover?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So my first actual published cover is going to be from a friend of mine. I met him here in Houston. I never knew the guy, but he reached out to me on Instagram. His name is Jay Gillespie. He does his own comic. He writes it, draws it, publishes it himself. Severed Souls. My first actual solicited cover work. Later on, I found out that there's another cover out that predates that one. I never knew. I thought it was a pinup that I was doing for somebody else that they commissioned. My friend Mustafa, they commissioned him. He asked me to draw it. He didn't tell me it was a cover, it said it was a pinup. So I did a pinup. Finally, later on, they made it into a cover. So now that one predates it. But I don't recognize this as my cover. I recognize that guy Jay's cover as my first actual cover that was solicited to me as a cover. But yeah, technically the other one you could say it's the first cover, but like I said, I wouldn't ever approved it.
So you said Severed Souls was your first
Severed Souls
published.
number 10.
Which number?
Number 10.
Number 10?
Over here.
Oh, you have an
Oh,
example? That's great.
Alonso, I
love
was
it.
hearing the joy in Alonso's voice as he was typing away.
So when people
Yeah.
ask me, this is what I direct them to.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Look at
dang.
that. That's
Oh,
amazing.
that's nice.
Severed Souls. Got it.
Severed Souls. Yeah.
It's through a Dimension Comics.
So, guys, if you want to go backwards, you guys have that right there. That is awesome cover. Uses a
Except,
beautiful-
guess how many copies are available for sale?
Oh,
I think he sold
Oh
out.
man.
0.
I think he's doing a reprint for him. I don't know.
Oh, or maybe if you have some extra copies, you can bring it to WonderCon, and maybe you could sell them.
So you keep checking out the price.
and tint.
Yeah. He's keep checking out the price. Like, oh, that's on you, man. It's your comics.
You guys have any questions right now before we go back into the chat? I know I don't like comics with a question, but I don't want to go ahead and take that. I can see you guys have questions. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
for sure. So, Lobos, we kind of talked about this backstage, but we see a lot of influences in your artwork. I'd like to know, like,
gotcha.
as far as like influences, who's kind of influenced you in your art?
So growing up, I was listening to a lot of the Image Comics artists, Jim Lee, Tom McFarlane, all them guys and great guys. I didn't know Adam Hughes back then. I knew he worked for Image back then, but like I said, I wasn't aware of his artwork. I kind of stopped drawing for a while, and then like in 2015, I started it again.
Wow.
That's when I caught on to Adam Hughes. He had changed. Well, then that's my scene with, from the late 90s, whatever, right to 2015. It's like, that was a big difference. And I saw it blew my mind. Like, wow, this is great, So I was kind of like, I always wondered what he was using to draw. Because back then it was like pen and ink only, right? Cross hatching and all that stuff.
Right.
I never knew you could use Copic markers. I didn't know he was using. I thought it was just shading and everything. And then I started messing around Copics and just, because of Adam Hughes, that's what his shading style was, what caught me. It was so different than anybody else. Everybody was
Very striking.
like the only one makes it a little realistic, and that's what caught me. And the reason it caught my eye, because growing up, I was more like a life artist, like drawing portraits and stuff like that, shading, not really into comics. Then I got into high school, that I started drawing comics with my friend Mustafa. And the reason I never drew comics because I didn't know how they did them. I couldn't understand how they go from paper to pen right away. I never knew you had a penciler, right? I thought it was just paper and ink.
Mhm.
But anyways, I was stuck more into shading. So when I saw Adam Hughes, the reason he come out because of the shading, I go, I can do that. I know how to shade too. And I can apply it to comics. Hell yeah. And that's what I did. And that's a big reason why Adam Hughes kind of like my influence in that part. It's a shading style.
Mhm.
The way he changed to me, like even Travis Charest, same thing,
Definitely. We got a question for I don't like comics follows up with do you create Spider-Man, Miles, Catwoman, Gwen all in one cover if you have the opportunity?
Oh yeah.
And by Catwoman, he's probably saying Black Cat, just to kind of keep
yes,
it all in the
yes.
Marvel universe. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he got so meta, right?
A woman cat.
He went back.
Crossover.
He remixed it. Well, in his universe, maybe it's Catwoman. Alonso.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not to do that. Like I said, Spider-Man. I know it's down the pipeline there. It's starting to open doors a little bit for me for those kind of characters. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
I think you will, man. I think it's
Yeah, it
coming.
looks like you're right on the cusp of all that, I would imagine.
Oh yeah,
It'd be silly for them not to use you. We'll put it that way. At least for the girl covers. I know you want to draw dudes. I get it. But
Don't say it like that.
well, but we talk about that with like J. Scott Campbell a lot, right? I mean, he got pigeonholed into being a women only artist, but some of his best covers are men, and he just doesn't get to draw them very often. So it's clear that when he gets to draw one, he probably is pretty excited about it because it seems like they're often better covers, in my opinion. So he probably takes a little more time. He's a little happier to do something different finally.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's the same kind of thing for a lot of artists. They get sort of like categorized as you do this thing and that's all you do. And then you never get asked to do anything else. And you're like, well, hell, man, come on, let me draw Batman for a day, or Spider-Man in this case.
Well, I mean, let's keep it DC. If you did have a male character that you would want to draw, and let's go with a B-list character. How about that? I mean, we all know A-list characters. What's a B-list character that you would like to draw on the DC front that is a male?
Spider-Man 2099.
Okay, that's it, right? So, all right, Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Miguel, man, not Miguel. It is Miguel. All right.
Yeah. Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, buddy. We're gonna go ahead and check him out in the movie theater soon.
Yeah,
very soon.
The reason is because I'm a big sci-fi guy, so like cyberpunk, like Blade Runner.
There you go.
Javic Rob, you were just talking about that.
Nice.
Me, it's just I know when Spider-Man 2099 came out in the 90s, just looking at them, like I could always imagine that, like if they drew it right, kind of like Blade Runner setting, and I always had that in my head. I could never draw like that before back then, but I've been trying to do that, do a pinup of Spider-Man 29 in a cyberpunk Blade Runner background,
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Someone needs to commission that, guys.
Alonzo.
Commission that.
I need time. So I need. They don't let me do commissions. I've been poor guys. I got a commission list I haven't gone to since September last year.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I keep in touch with them. I've offered them refunds, and no, we're waiting. Like, okay, it's not like 5 of them because I stopped taking commissions for the same reason. That I have like 5 people waiting for stuff, and they're happy to wait. It's just right now, it's just they don't let me, man.
Well, that's a good sign though. That means you're super busy. You're making money. It's great. It's good to be in demand. I mean, especially after I'm sure COVID hurt a lot of artists for all kinds of reasons. So it's nice that you're busy. It's good news.
Yeah, I wasn't doing this during COVID. I just started doing this since I haven't even been doing it for a year yet.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Oh my God! It seems like you've been doing it for years in a good way.
No. I started last April where my first cover. So my first cover, that one I showed you, I did that one in November. So 2021.
Wow.
But I was working my full-time job. I was just doing kind of like a side thing. Not really going full-time with being an artist. It's not until April last year that I decided to go full-time doing this. That's when I started getting work more steadily. And that's when I did that with Zenoscope. They hired me to do the cover for Robin Hood. It was one of the first ones to reach out to me. But yeah, it was not even a year. Like I said, in April, I'll call my job. I said, I'm not coming back. I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to try this new thing out. If it works, I'm going to keep doing it. If not, come back.
Wow, that's awesome.
So far, so good, man. Not going back.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely busy, man.
Please
and
don't.
Please don't, man. I mean, the covers that you're putting out are amazing. I mean, they're gorgeous. So I guess in barely being out this front in the year, I'll switch my question around.
Okay.
Prior to like you're going to start con season and whatnot, prior to that, did you ever go as a guest, as a visitor, enjoying yourself like how we do, pay for San Diego Comic-Con, go the experience? No. Okay.
No.
Wow.
So it all started really, the ball started rolling for me going this direction about in 2021. And I was more like towards the middle of 2021. my friend Mustafa. He's been doing this for years. He's always asked me, "Come on, do you need to do this? You need to do this. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing." Like, I like my job. I got a good job. He's good, right? I was never convinced that you can make a living off of this. Like, I don't know, man. It's like it's a hobby to me, right?
Mhm.
And but I'll go to. He'll invite me to shows I never go. And then 2021, I was working in Ohio, and then I was getting fed up traveling. I told him I got my job, like my company I was working with. The project I was working at was going to be over, and they were going to send me to Pennsylvania. I'm like, I don't want to go to Pennsylvania. I want to go home. I want to go back to Texas. You got anything over there? No, we don't. Like, well, I've been working for you guys, and I go wherever you want me to. I just want to go home. If you don't have anything, I'm just going home. I'm going to take some time off. So I came home, took some time off, right?
Sure.
And then at that time, Mustafa, my friend, he invited me to a show in MegaCon.
Oh, okay.
No, it's my first show going. Like, but I went with him, and he had a table.
Mhm.
And he told me, just bring all your stuff, man. Just bring all your sketches he had, you know, because I would draw a doodle on the side, right? And I have pinups that I would work on. Yes, Mustafa Musa, that's him. And
Damn, shout out Mustafa.
I went with them, and he gave me like a little spot at his table. And I count my drawings. And he goes, "What's your portfolio?" I don't have a portfolio. I had them all, and it's just like, grandma, the drawings like this in my hands. So I had to go get a portfolio, put them all in to get, you know, make it professional.
Sure.
When all those pieces of original art, I sold them all out at that show.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. And
Sounds like you sold them all too cheap.
$300, you know?
Yeah,
But
there
to
we
me,
go.
that was a lot. Like, wow, you know? I went there not expecting anything. I came out with a big old chunk of change, you know?
Sure.
Still, I wasn't convinced, you know? Now, time passed, and they finally offered me a project, my job, you know, here in Texas, close to my home. I'm taking it, right? But even through that time, since I went to that show, people started calling me on Instagram, asking for commissions here and there. Okay, I'll do it on the side. Got my full-time job, I'll do it on the side. That's when my friend Jay, he reached out to me at the end of 2021. Hey, you want to do a cover? Okay, sure, I'll do a cover. That cover for him. You know, it's just like they had more commissions, and I was making side money, my job. And then last year in April, I have booked a table for myself in Philadelphia, right? My first table ever, like my table. I wasn't there with nobody. I wasn't missing nobody. I wasn't there, you know, with Mustafa or anybody. I almost didn't go, and they kept bumping. You need to go. So I went to Philadelphia. I went, and this time I had more stuff, more copies of my stuff, pinups that I was doing, and nothing really published except for that one cover. But I didn't print of that, and that's when everybody started coming to my table. You know, people like Unknown Comics, Jimmy Tyndall from Merc Magazine, Zenoscope. And that's where I met Marvel. Well, Marvel met me, you know.
Wow.
And that's where they pretty much picked me up right then. Like,
Oh,
so what I saw,
man.
the attention I was getting, I go, okay, I'm convinced now. Like, this was, you know.
You're legit.
Yeah.
Wow. What an awesome story. I mean, how it all started and how it's going. I mean, the journey. And then in a short amount of time, I mean, your future is definitely bright. I mean, I can tell you that right now. I'm looking at the Zoltar machine right now, and Tom Hanks is looking at me like, yeah, he's doing great. Oh my
Yeah, well,
God.
Marvel, it took me from April, since when I met the editor, CB, when I met him, they had to go do some auditions and stuff. Like, hey, give me some prints. I'm gonna send them up because they want to see some prints, right? Like a prelim, you know, before they do the actual review. So all I had was DC characters. I don't have no Marvel characters. So here's the thing, give them those, bro. Yeah, they called me up.
Their hands were all burning and everything.
Like, there, and she was like, "Oh, you didn't know about DC characters. You got anything Marvel?" Like, well, I got this, and they're going through it. Like, okay, this is where you have the stuff at. You know? So, yeah. So from April, he gave his card and everything. He goes, send me everything through his email. And from April all the way to September, it took that long for me to get onboarded with them. could finally actually do work with them, like just doing paperwork and agreements and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, I thought it was never gonna work. I thought something's wrong. Maybe these guys, maybe they got cold feet with me. I don't know. Then finally September, we want you to do that Black Cat and Mary Jane cover. Cool, yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh man, that came out beautiful.
Yeah, that cover's dope, man.
It is. I mean, is there a bad one?
No, there isn't. No.
I'm looking through. I'm scrolling through all your stuff right now, going, which one am I buying tonight?
There will be fulfillment.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of my favorites already, so I got
Yeah, man.
find some.
We got another question. Alonso, do you have a question before I get into the chat? I'm sorry, I just pulled it up.
Go ahead to the
Alright,
chat.
so we got I don't like comics with Lobo. Do you remember from high school? Did you ever create your own story or hero and bad hero? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I do.
And-
So, the main comic we worked on was Mustafa's. It was his creation, his hero, his story. I did it. Well, he started doing artwork, and then then I took over, and he was just doing the inking afterwards, right? When he saw that I was drawing. But yeah, he would write it, I would draw it, he would ink it. He set it in high school for like $1 a piece. Each comic, had our own little comic. It was called Cross. Had a character with a cross in his face. He has power because he got hit by a lightning bolt, and it was based in Houston.
all right. Paying the origin.
Yeah, those other ones we were working on. One of mine was called Chemo, Kemo. It's kind of like a vampire. First started as a vampire, and then it morphed to something else, and we never got off the ground. But yeah, like we had another guy named Buck. He was like more like a writer. He was trying to throw ideas, and next we would come in. No, I got a better idea. Just throw that to the side and start over again. So we never did nothing with that one. But Cross, I think he got like 10 issues done through high school. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Little side hustle in high school. I love it.
Yeah, man.
And so there's just chilling has a quick question. I just kind of wanted to
Still
just
chilling.
show it off.
Still
if you
chilling,
don't
buddy.
if you don't mind, Pablo.
What's that? Which one?
So he's asking, he's like, what's the book with the serpent in the background?
That's not a book. That's a pinup.
Exactly. So I just wanted to show him the pinup real quick. So still chilling. I am going to just share my screen real fast, just so you can take a look. Just so you know where it's at. So this is the pinup that Pablo or Lobos created. It's Caitlin Fairchild from Gen 13, and it has this serpent.
That's a commission. This
And
before.
this is amazing. I love it.
That's gorgeous. Mike. Oh,
Here we go. Look at this. Come on, Mike.
One
You
day
and me
you're
right
gonna-
here.
One day you're going to do a Red Sonja for me. I don't know how long it's going to take you to go back to doing commissions, but
I've done a Sonia.
Oh my God, that is gorgeous.
and you
If
have
you
the
want
original art in that cabinet behind you, and it's for sale.
He's like, yes.
That's my wall.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
My God.
Come on.
That's nice, man.
Wow.
Nerdgasm.
Oh, for God's sake, man.
That's
Why
all
didn't
the
you do
original art.
I can
that?
put my wall if I want to, but I ran out of frames.
That is gorgeous.
Cool.
Chef Kiss is. Oh,
Very cool.
God.
So Lobos, my question had to do with kind of what you were talking about. This whole art thing just kind of fell upon you, and you're just like, oh my God, this is great. I can make money. So if you weren't being an artist, what would your job be? I mean, what would your ideal job be?
So, what my actual job was before this?
No. What would your if being a comic book artist, just say didn't happen, right? What would be your job? I mean, what would ideally be your job? I mean, because ideally it seems like, oh my God, I get to do what I'm passionate about, being an artist. So if you couldn't be an artist, what would you do?
Animator.
Ooh, nice.
Animator.
there we go.
That's my other
Wow.
passion, but it just takes so damn long, man. Like, I love it, but it's just like, it's just doing it over and over. I know people they have the patience for it, but I love watching it. And I think I'll be able to get into it if I could just do that, you know.
Trish Forstner just got happy. I know that. She loves that stuff.
So in animation, would like are you're familiar with what Disney character, like just off the top of your head, would you feel like you would animate, like if you did like something around that like genre? I mean, we talk about comic books, we talk about Marvel, DC. I'm thinking when I think of animation, I think of Pixar, but I also think of the great Disney.
Oh no, I'm thinking more like
okay.
Miyazaki.
Usagi?
No, Miyazaki.
Okay.
Oh, like anime, like
Studio Ghibli.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Bam. Shout out to Eric Aguilar.
Okay.
That's that anime talk love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all this of his I can't remember his name on it for some reason. Miyazaki. I'll think about it right now. Just brain farting right now.
No worries.
We'll start tapping.
Big Rob's
yeah.
sitting there and then cut, man. You got any questions, Big Rob?
I like more that anime, and growing up in the 80s, 90s, like anime was
It's Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes.
Yeah. So Steve is right. So it's all that Studio Ghibli, like Totoro, Princess Mononoke,
Yes.
Ponyo.
Ghibli, dude.
The final
away.
Yeah. But not so more like that kind of animation, but more in the comic book genre, like storyline, story wise characters. I know you got anime stuff like that because the great ones like Akira. I remember in the 90s growing up, like 80s, MD Geist. Vampire Hunter D. Ninja Scroll.
Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll were it. Shout out to Roger Levesque over at 3 Men in a Basement. He says, hey, comic people. What is going on, Roger? Good to see you, my brother.
That Batman anime they did, what's it called?
Oh, with the samurai?
Yes, Samurai Batman.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was so dope.
That was so good.
It was so vibrant and moving.
Yes.
Just, oh, man.
I would do something like that if I was an animator,
That would be dope, man.
Batman or Spider-Man or, Marvel characters or these characters.
Oh, man. I could see you doing Spider-Man, but in the Blade Runner format. Oh, just jumping through, jumping through buildings, like just parkouring it, just whipping all over the place.
That'd be sick.
You're reading my mind, dude. That's exactly my time.
Marvel, stop with the Spider-Man punk. Let's go with Spider-Man
like
2029.
The Spider-Verse. That's great, the animation style. But
it is cool.
More traditional,
Yeah, but that's cool that they managed to translate that onto the screen, though. How hard that must have been to figure out, but man, they nailed it. In my opinion.
Yeah, it was great. Love it. Can't wait to the second one. I think
it's coming eventually,
right, Miguel?
So, are you currently watching any new animation other than paying homage to like 80s and 90s animation? If you are, no,
I haven't seen nothing. Nothing's really caught my eye lately. Except the last one was kind of like Batman, the Samurai Batman.
Sure.
Into Spider-Verse, that's not anime. But no, I mean a lot of the good anime now it's mostly like love stories. Not really,
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the new anime is kind of like slice of life. A lot of that stuff.
Right.
Although I love that Castlevania thing that they did. That was
for Netflix. Oh, that's sick.
I actually think have you seen Demon Slayer? That's like something more like along the lines of more newer. It's samurai, but the covers they're very like they're moving. A lot of their breathing techniques and swordplay really lend itself to like.
Are they as brutal as like the older stuff?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there is blood. Yeah, there are people that are dying, but it's awesome. Very awesome anime.
I hear a selfish question on my part. I seen you you did like a Chitara for Thundercats print.
Yeah.
Looks like. You ever done a Master of the Universe? And if you haven't, if you could, which character would you do for Master of the Universe?
Skeletor.
Yes.
Okay. Can we get a laugh?
I'd love to see that.
I would love to see that.
Oh, it's just this gold face,
Yeah, Chitara's dope.
Musculatory.
She does look good.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. I mean, those muscles they have in the toys, like they had crazy ass muscles that you look at them now, it's like that's not real. That's not that muscle don't belong there.
Right? Yeah. They were using some TRT back in the day.
Yeah. Like, like, wow, it looks so real. Like, now I look at it like,
HCH.
Yeah.
yeah, they're from another
All
planet.
that stuff.
Hell.
They were on that Arnold. You know what I mean? Oh Lord.
Wow.
Are we gonna go use the deck there, Alonso? Or
Yeah. So,
right.
well, looks like we have a couple more questions, then we can get to the deck.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
You watch.
Oh, okay. Need to watch
You watch that.
Arcane Legion
Yeah.
on Netflix. That was good too. That was really moving. Let's see, Mr. Lobo, I'm a father, grandfather, serious collector. You look to me as a sincere and real artist. I love your stories. Hope one day to make a book about you, personal comic art journey. Bam. And then same question for Star Wars. Who would you like to draw?
Ooh.
Ooh. That was a tough one.
My man Sam, always with that Star Wars. Gotta love
Yep.
Sam. Shout out to NorCal, baby.
Wicked.
Well, Vader, there's a lot of black to draw. It's like, I don't know. But I like the Skywalker because it's more, I don't know, between Vader and Skywalker.
With or without the hand.
Steve.
What the hell, man?
I mean, gotta,
Oh, see, you have some suggestions here. Apollo
Jar Jar
Crews is
Binks.
like Jar Jar Binks,
Oh,
baby.
no.
or
No.
from Batmite.
Darth
No,
Maul.
yeah, Darth Maul would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Maul, yeah.
that would
Ahsoka.
be- Oh yeah.
Oh,
That'd be a shit ton of money to see
Blank.
Lobos Mara Jade or Asaji Ventress. Now that would be
Yeah.
awesome too. Woo!
All right, you guys getting crazy here.
Ahsoka.
They could be selfish too, Big Rob. They got wants and needs, bro. You asked your
Yeah.
question. He was like, "I need a Mo
So
two
would it be Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader then? Since you were kind of like debating.
Oh, man. Darth Vader. They would do
Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Very
It don't have to
cool.
be something very. I really have to sit down and think about design to make it, because there's a lot of black,
Yeah.
Sure.
something stylistic, cool.
Planting seeds, Pablo. For the chat, planting seeds. All right, both in battle. That's
There you go.
it.
There's the answer. Yeah, Vader
Yeah.
versus Skywalker in battle. There you
Yes, that way you can do both.
go.
Yes, sir. Right
All
on.
right.
Sam's a happy camper, my brother. All right. So Lobos, we're gonna go ahead and get into a deck that Alonso, a thing we like to pay homage to our guests and do a little versus segment. I mean, we pitch you in between your loves. You will hate Alonso at the very end of this, but in a good way. Alonso is the master of this
No,
game.
you're setting the bar too high, Steve. Oh my god.
Blowing him up.
I was gonna say it's like Street Fighter, but then he's gonna walk right through it. He's gonna be like, "I thought you
Oh,
said this was hard." I'm
I
just giving you
know, I
props,
know.
Alonso, for God's
Oh,
sakes.
I know. I
Boy.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, I would love to see an Ahsoka for sure.
Yes, please.
I've heard of Ashoka before.
All right, well, let's get into it.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. So this is the verses for you, Lobos. Here we go. All right. All right. You are a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm sure you've seen the movies. Which Spider-Man actor is your Spider-Man and why?
So, physically, I think Andrew Garfield fits more my picture of Peter Parker. But I think Tom Holland is more his acting, his character wise, is more the Peter Parker, the way he is. But Toby, I never really got into it. I mean, I don't know. I never Tobey Maguire never really convinced me.
Mhm.
But when I saw Andrew Garfield come out, like, oh, he kind of the way I picture Peter Parker was Sam, and then like I said, when Tom Holland comes out, like he's got that character, he brings it out, But if I would have picked between them two, they gave Andrew another chance. He's kind of older now, but I think he would be the one.
Okay. And you know what? I mean, there's rumors going on that they kind of wanted to finish like the Andrew Garfield like saga, I guess. So you
Right.
never know. They might have one.
Please do.
I just thought he was more, like I said, physically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He failed all 35 years of school. He's like, today's my year, guys.
Today's my year.
He's that creeper going to high school parties.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
2023 is my year, guys.
Like
All
Billy
right.
Madison. Spider-Man beats Billy Madison.
I do like the movie. I do like the movies, but it's just they never capture what I always felt with the comic books. Right? It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's just like the movies trying to make it too epic. And in the comics, Spider-Man's not epic. It's more like a day-to-day struggle, right?
Yeah, the grind.
Like little battles here and there. That's what
true.
Okay.
in the movies, it's more like a big old epic battle all the time.
Mhm.
I always like the parts in the Spider-Man when he's beginning, he's learning his new power and get into little trouble here and there. That's some of my favorite parts of the movies, And that reminds me of the comics, how he was.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think they captured that nicely with Miles' story too.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
That's why I think Into the Spider-Verse was like so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't
They
wait
just
for
picked the
this
right
to
parts.
follow,
Yep.
man.
Okay. All right. Next one is, all right, your favorite artists. So we have two of them here. If you had to pick one artist, would it be Adam Hughes or Jim Lee, and why?
Adam Hughes.
Okay. Why Adam Hughes?
Just his drawing style. I mean, he does everything I always picture in my head. He brought it to life, Like when I was growing up drawing comics, I always struggle with the pen and ink. Like, remember, I was more like a portrait artist.
Mhm.
I could never translate to the black and white. It always felt something missing. I never really got into the black and white art. It's beautiful, but it was just never me until I saw Adam Hughes. He did the gray tones and the shading, and that's what was missing. He makes them pop, like makes them look 3D, makes them look like a photograph. And me trying to translate into, you can do cross hatching, but you can have lines everywhere, And I just love the softness, like realistic of Adam Hughes.
Okay.
Well, I do like Jim Lee stuff, but to me, it doesn't compare.
So do you hand color or do you digitally color?
I digitally color. I don't do hand color. I do the shading in traditional, and not the colors.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. So, Neil Gaiman or James Tynion?
Neil Gaiman.
Mike's loving that answer. Look at that.
We
It's the
proud of
greatest
Neil,
answer.
man.
It's just his body of work compared to James. James, like, I started reading him recently, and he's great. There's new stuff coming out, right? I know he's got that one. Some just killing the children, but I read other stuff like the Truth Department.
Oh yeah, Department of
Well,
Truth. That
things
was
like
so
that.
good.
The topics he picks, I like that, right?
Yeah.
But Neil Gaiman, he takes the stuff like in different level. Like, I wouldn't like the way he creates things and like American Gods. Like, he made a story out of gods. It made it cool, Like, it's just this stuff that he comes up with, the imagination he has, Sandman, all this stuff.
Yeah, killing it with Sandman.
Yeah, just I think his imagination is a lot way out there compared to
Diggs, by the way, 7. Hey, what's up, G? What's going on?
Yeah, I would agree there. I mean, I think they're both talented, but Neil Gaiman's in a different world.
right.
Mhm.
And he always has been. Just like a literary level kind of writer.
He's cool as hell. I mean, I follow him on Twitter, and the
Yeah.
things he does, he's a cool guy, man.
He is. He's really nice in person. I've managed to meet him a couple of times. He's very cool. He'll do readings, and he's very gracious with his time and signing and all that kind of thing. He's just a really cool guy. Very nice.
Oh, that's
All right.
freaking awesome.
And moving on to the next one. U2 or the Beatles?
There's only one right answer.
U2.
Oh,
Oh wow!
all right. Why U2?
Boo.
That's just relate more to their music. I
Okay,
love the Beatles. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
sure.
you can. If I'm listening to a U2 song, and you put a Beatles song, I'm not gonna get mad. You know.
For sure.
It's just growing up, like I said, in the 80s, like that. I mean, the Beatles was really around. It's not until I got older that I started appreciating their stuff.
Sure.
But it's just more, I guess, nostalgia. It's just YouTube for me, growing up.
Yeah.
It was just different than other music out there compared to what was going on, you know?
That's true. They didn't sound like anybody else. You're absolutely right.
You had
Loki fanatic, take it easy, brother. Good to see you.
you know,
Yeah, great band.
they all seem to change through the times, you know? They never got stuck in, one genre or one sound, you know?
Yeah,
I think
there's
he's
tons-
joking. I think Wookie's joking. He's just saying because of the answer, he's out.
Hey man, to each his own. To each his own.
Their performance in Live Aid it's really awesome.
They did my first concert, too, so.
Oh, really?
Okay, so that's
Oh, wow.
definitely memorable.
I'm biased, because of that.
Sure. Nah, man. Definitely. I mean, to see you two in concert would be freaking awesome.
That was your first concert?
It's a hell of a first.
And I
Yeah,
went
man.
First concert. Wow.
Yeah, he's like, hold my beer, guys. I'm like, I saw Prince, like later down my life, it was like,
All right. Moving on to the next one. We have Mexican food. Okay, so Mexican cuisine is your favorite. You did mention tacos, but if you had to pick something other than tacos, and this is for everybody here on the panel and in the chat if you want to play along, definitely. Which is your favorite dish besides tacos? Like, if you had to live on this dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh. I don't know, man. It's so tough. So many. I guess you could say a guisado. It's kind of like what guisado is. It's kind of like stew meat. Kind of like it's in a gravy, but it's different ingredients than you find the ones here in the U.S. It's made with tomatoes and onions and stuff like that, and but it's called guisado.
Al guisado?
Yes, and you use stew meat. It's kind of like you stew it up and you slow cook it, and it becomes real soft. It has all that gravy from the vegetables and everything, right?
Yeah.
That with the flour tortilla, man. Like, oh my god, like
I don't think I ever heard that one.
you can make a taco out of that, and you can eat off the plate. It doesn't matter, You can put cheese on it if you want to. You don't have to. But you can eat that forever. So it's just the meat, the tenderness, the juices, all the flavors,
Yeah.
But you don't have it here. It's not here.
well, I mean, this is your world, man. I mean, you said it right now.
It doesn't even have to be on this picture. I mean, I'm just asking you in general.
Yeah.
This is just a like a stock image.
And guisado, I think is a general term because that's a style of way of cooking.
Yeah, the
it
cooking style.
could be anything. It could be meat. It could be a cheese. It could be anything really. You make it a guisado. You can make eggs guisados. It's just how you cook. It's the way you cook it.
I got to try that. So
Yeah.
God, yeah, it just made me.
You ever go to a Mexican restaurant, like a Mexican restaurant, and look for guisado, and it kind of explain to you what it is.
I'm gonna tell my dad to make
You
it.
gotta be careful. You gotta make. If it's not good, and the restaurant doesn't know how to make it. You gotta find the right restaurant.
All right, what about you, Steve?
Oh man, it's got to be enchiladas, man. I could eat that every day.
Yeah.
The way my mom makes it, so good. Home cooking, man. And nothing's ever better than mother's cooking. You know what I mean?
True.
What about you, Big Rob?
it's like asking, do I like my left arm or my right arm? I'm a fatty, so it's gonna be a dessert. Arroz con leche
Man, with the freaking cinnamon sticks. Híjole madre.
and the
Who's that?
raisins.
Who's that there?
Raisins,
Rob.
man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. Lobos is like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess he approves. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you're talking about. Do you put cinnamon on yours?
Yeah, man.
Of course, cinnamon. I like raisins in mine, and of course the cinnamon sticks because
Do you eat it with toast and butter? toast?
Haven't got that deep yet on the arroz con leche with toasted.
Hey man, you better get some toasted butter, homeboy.
You got to step up your game, Big Rob.
That sounds like a lot of sugar and cholesterol right there, but yeah.
That sounds like a good morning breakfast that you need in your life.
If it's good, that means it's real bad for you, man. So.
Oh yeah. It's, you'll die happy for sure.
For sure. That's what I want to. That's the way I want to live, man.
Oh
I
man.
want the smell in the house of the arroz con leche and cinnamon
It's a
stick.
good smell, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
My wife wants to say her favorite is chilaquiles. He wants to put her input in chilaquiles.
There you go, girl. Shout out to Leslie with the chilaquiles. What about you, Alonzo?
Oh man, the one I could eat every day for the rest of my life would have to be the potato tacos. And
Ooh.
it's because I grew up eating potato tacos. Like my mom would make it all the time. And because of that feeling, like it's very warm, it just brings me back. Like when we go to Mexican restaurants, if they have potato tacos, I will order that above anything else. Because it just gives me the feeling of warmth,
Sure.
you know, that like
Kind of ratatouille.
yeah, exactly, just like ratatouille. Yes.
With tapatio inside of it or no tapatio?
Oh, tapatio or cholula, whatever they got, I'm like,
Oh.
I'm putting it in there, and I'm
If you
just.
said no, I was gonna say, give me your card.
But yeah, well, it just brings back the memories and like the feels, the warmth, and like I could eat that forever.
And then you get to the gringo.
Mike, let's talk about it, brother.
Mexican food too.
Mine's easy though. Mine, because I do sometimes live on this. It's
Okay.
got to be carnitas tacos with the cilantro and onion and tomatillo. That's it. Simple lime, a little lime squeezed over the top.
Oh man,
I
that's
got
the best.
Sour corn.
12 of those MFers, man. I could house a plate of those.
That's street tacos, yeah.
That's just street taco all day. And I like it with the steak sometimes. And I'll rock a chicken from time to time, but it's almost always the carnitas. Always. It's got to be cooked right though. It's got to be the crappy meat cooked to death until it all falls apart. There's fat in there, and oh my god.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Where did you get carnitas tacos over there on the East Coast?
Nowhere good. They're the only place that's good. There's a place that is it's a Mexican market that is in the next town over, and in the back of the market there's a lunch counter where all the the workers go on lunch on their lunch break, and that's all they serve is tacos. That's the only. Well, based on what I've gotten in Mexico, I've been to Mexico 3 times. That's the most authentic thing I've found around here in Tennessee, anyway. But you got to go. It's not even advertised outside. You have to know that counter's back there,
and it's real. Yeah,
yeah. You got to go El Pastor too, man.
Yeah, and they're cheap, and it's cheap too because it's all just the local Mexican population that eats there. So they keep it. You know, the price is down. They don't advertise it. It's not really a restaurant. I don't even know I'm not even sure if they have a license. I don't really know, but it's the best I've had, and I'll drive all the way out there. It's close to a half an hour away from me, but it's worth the drive to go there and get theirs. They're better than everywhere else.
Oh man, I think people are gonna be eating tonight. They're probably like, "Hey, I just had dinner."
Yeah,
earlier.
I know. I know.
Yeah, she's right.
I want some now.
A second dinner, right? That's the dinner that you're
Dinner number
supposed to have,
2.
right? Yeah. So if you were like watching your weight and you had the first dinner, you're like, I can't eat this. You gotta kick it up a notch.
It's like hobbits.
You know that?
Yeah, that's right.
Second breakfast.
American, white people, they didn't want to go to the hood to go get tacos, so they created a Taco Bell more for in locations where they weren't afraid to go to.
Now I will say, don't forget, I live in Tennessee now, but I lived in Brooklyn before that. And but the best place is to go to Spanish Harlem and go up and down. I would go, I guess that's LaGuardia Boulevard in Spanish Harlem. And man, every restaurant's like a different nationality. You could just go. I mean, you talk about rolling me down the street like that. I student taught at a school there right on the river, and I would go to a different place every day. I don't know if I ever went to the same place twice. It was amazing. It was the best lunch break I ever had.
Well, that's a good man, Mike.
I missed that and the pizza in New York, the two of them together.
Here in Houston, you got them everywhere, every corner. You see one.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Thank God.
All right. So that is all I have for us, Lobo. So it looks like uh, we're done with the verses.
Yeah,
The
you
great
killed
choices.
it.
Great choices.
Yeah, you killed it,
Except for the U2 one, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey man,
Kid,
hey man, Lopez. I'm sorry, man. Sorry for my friend over here. No. I'm a Beatles fan myself, but I love you too. So yeah, you
speaking
look
of
at these. He said, "Guys, I'm getting hungry."
Being
speaking of
real, man.
salivating over, speaking of salivating,
Eat me.
can you get us hungry for some future art? What are you working on that you can tell us about?
Yep.
That's coming up in the pipeline.
So I can't tell you what I'm working on.
Son of a bitch.
I can
All
tell you
right, all right.
already I have.
When can we expect your latest cover? So your newest cover, is it going to be a Marvel DC book?
Both.
Ooh,
Both?
man.
Yes.
Well, shit. Should we know about those already?
Photos about 14, 16 coming up.
16 covers?
14. I lost count, but yeah.
Oh my God.
No wonder why you don't
Yes,
get your
it's
commissions
over.
done.
They got this man busy, man. Woo! I can't wait.
Done by the end of the month of April. May 1st is the latest. May 5th. So they won't come out till, I guess,
DC.
in May.
Sí se puede.
30.
So Bat might, or Doreen wants to know. So it's going to be, is it all DC or kind of like split?
Split.
Perfect.
And are we talking store exclusives or like incentives?
Oh, so like I will say about 20% of those are store exclusives, and the rest are direct from.
Oh wow! Oh,
You
that's
guys mark it
great!
down.
Congratulations! That is awesome.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
That is awesome. We can't wait. Stay ready, guys. Stay ready. Be ready. Get your alarm clock. Hit it on the
Oh
head.
my
Make
goodness.
sure you're ready.
You get
I'm
your
like
wallet
this.
ready.
Like this, because I don't know how I'm gonna pull it out. I mean, pull it off.
You
And
will.
like- So, oh man, it's a lot of work by the end of April. Like, I got 3 shows in the middle of all of it.
Now, are you headed to San Diego Comic Con by any chance?
So I was just in talks right now. Nothing's confirmed. I've never been there. I've never been there even to visit.
Really? Okay. If you
Yes.
do, we'd have to do lunch. We'd take you out, man. Team Nerd Herd style.
They've
Yes.
been talking to me and kind of like inviting me, but kind of like I kind of just wait and see. I haven't committed to anything yet. So I know
Okay.
The wheels are turning right
you get
now.
in, right? You gotta know the right people and stuff like that, and I gotta make sure
Yeah.
I talk to the right people.
Okay.
Cool.
And then besides WonderCon, because again, you're going to be in WonderCon this weekend.
Mhm.
You also mentioned MegaCon. Are you going to be in MegaCon?
That's the following weekend. Yes.
So March 30th to April the 2nd.
Yes. So after WonderCon, I'll come home Monday, and then I'll leave again Wednesday to Florida.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
So,
a
yeah.
busy. You're on tour, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that heard chat and that are viewing, man, are gonna want to be there, be square. And then you got still chilling. He says, I hear you saying Houston a lot. Will you be at Comic Palooza?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know if I have a table. I'll probably go visit. And I know last year I was just went to go visit. And I was there with Mustafa. He had a big old wraparound table. But from what I saw, I don't think I'll get a table. I don't know. They weren't very focused on artists there. So they had a real small artist section, very small.
Wow.
Like,
Heroes Con is the place for artists, man. That's the big one.
which one?
Heroes Con in North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's all art. It's basically all Artist Alley. I mean, the thing is huge. It's unbelievable. It's a beautiful show. I love that. It's just a place to go meet and talk to creators and have them meet each other, and super cool.
Damn.
Yeah, I heard that. So I'm talking to some people right now about that. Actually attending there. I don't know after MegaCon, it'll be Boston Wicked Con.
Cool.
End of April.
Yeah. Wicked.
Wicked.
Oh yeah, man. I just hear freaking Adam Sadler. That's wicked, you know?
And Wicked.
Yeah, like Mr. Deeds.
Wow. So it seems like you have a full slate of cons like this entire year.
So yes, the ones confirmed is these three. Right? The other ones, I got some other ones in Boston, Denver, Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, New York Comic Con. For sure, I'll be there. But yeah, like I got a list. I don't keep on top of my head. And that's throughout the year. But I do want to go to San Diego this year. If not, I'll wait till next year. You know.
Oh, man. We'll be ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
That's
don't want to
definitely one that happens every year. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I don't want bees like go there and they squeeze me in and I'm like,
Sure.
because I know space is very limited there. So unless you
Uh-huh.
plan way ahead of time and know the right people,
You'd
Definitely.
be surprised though. People will seek you out. I remember I was at Heroes last year, and I ran into Soza Maika for the first time, and she was tucked off in some weird corner. And
Right.
I saw her first. I went to her table first, and she's like, "Man, nobody's gonna find me today. I'm never gonna see anybody. Nobody knows I'm here." I go back to her table an hour later. There's got to be 50 people waiting for her. So they will seek you out. They will find you. They know you're there. They will find you in the room. I
Most
promise.
definitely.
Yep.
You got Larry Joe. Just with one question, Alonzo. My bad. You returning to Phoenix Fan Fusion?
Me?
Yes.
I've never been there.
Okay. Bam. There's your answer, Larry Joe.
Yes, I will get to return.
So for WonderCon, you're going to be at the KRS booth. Right?
Yes.
For MegaCon, do you have your own booth, or are you going to be partnering with somebody?
I have my own booth, but I'll be moving back and forth with Eastside Comics.
Eastside Comics?
Yes, they're
Okay.
partner of KRS.
KRS,
Yes.
Yep.
So
That'd be good.
yeah, I have them on the table already, but they couldn't get me in time because Eastside Comics, the owner there, he didn't meet me till it was way too late, into the year to
Mhm.
get me something set up with them. He wanted me to be there, but it's just like I don't have no space. I didn't plan for you. So plan is I'll keep my table and then I'll go to his booth like certain times, go sign books and stuff like that. Because they're gonna have some books, exclusive books, the Harley Quinn, different version, and I got them. And I don't know if I should show them to you. It's a different version of the Harley Quinn.
After
Well,
the
if
show.
the art's the same, I think it might be okay. Is it going to be like a foil maybe, or a different color?
Yes, but they blew it up. Like,
Oh, okay.
I don't think we want to get him in trouble. Maybe
Yeah,
after
we don't want to get you in trouble, so don't worry about it.
I got one better, Alonzo. If you guys want to keep in touch with Lobos, you guys have his Instagram right here. Let's go ahead and
Damn
put
right.
it in the chat. You guys follow Lobos's Instagram with
Beautiful.
all his up-to-date information. He'll keep you up to date. You guys can meet him, and again, you guys could be in awe of these covers that he's creating. Guys, give him a follow, support him. If you see him at a con, definitely talk to him, man. I mean, it's the benefit of being able to go to these cons, being able to be face to face now. I feel like we it's been long overdue, and I mean, I can't wait for WonderCon.
so
I know I can't like Lobos can't wait again to see you at WonderCon in person. I definitely look forward to seeing what you have, because you said you're also bringing prints
Yes.
and some original art, right?
yes. So everything
Oh,
I'm bringing this stuff. There's a few pieces that you haven't seen that I'm allowed to for you guys to see. Not that many, but a lot of stuff I'm leaving behind that I can't show. I mean, they were very specific, and they told me, "Nah, share this with nobody." It's kind of like this is top secret. Like, okay. And before they told me don't share anything not published yet.
Sure.
But this one, like they kept reminding me, do not share this with nobody. Do not share.
you're like, okay.
You're like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, con permiso.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. So, Alonzo, are we good on time? I just want to make sure.
We're good to go. We're good to go. So
Look at this right here, man.
yeah.
So before we close out the show, Lobos, we're gonna go ahead and hit these sponsors. We'll go ahead and get you out here and on time at that, man. So we want to thank you though. But before we go ahead and close out the show, guys, let's go ahead and remember we got to use code Nerdvana14 for 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents. Again, if you're coming into the hobby, welcome. Track your Lobos purchases. This way you guys have them. Track where they are in the market. God, you guys, this is worth its weight in gold. I'm telling you. Nerdvana 14, 30 days of unlimited cover price. And then our friends over at Bird City, we're going to go ahead and hit them with a TNH 10 to get 10% off of our purchase over on any exclusive. Guys, curated, very limited, handpick artists. You got to love it. And then last but not least, if you're a toy collector like Big Rob and and myself, you're going to use Team Nerd Herd to save 10% off of your first purchase over at Display Geek. Our friend Sean, Funko Pop holders, man, you name it, he's got it. Display cases, you name it, he's got it. And if you're an action figure junkie like myself and you need something to, and Morello, I bow to Morello. What am I talking about? Morello's over here like, look at this guy. He's like, you just...
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just...
I don't know where my manners are. My bad. I can't even believe it. But hey, if you're like this guy down here, man, go ahead and Team Nerd Herd and get that 10% off. All
Damn right.
Man. And then for the week, tomorrow, long story short, Aaron Yeezy, go ahead and check him out. Friday, near Nerdvana, take you to the destination and the place. The gals, they treat you well. So with that being said, Lobos, we want to thank you so much for your time. We want to thank you. And we can't wait to see you at WonderCon. If you're on the West Coast and you guys are viewing us right now, definitely go to WonderCon. If you're on the East Coast, be ready for MegaCon. With that being said, do you want to take us out Team Nerd Herd style?
Sure. If you want to do it right, collect what you like.
Yeah, buddy, man. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night, y'all. Peace out.